Hey everybody, it's Beerdy here. What's going on, guys? Okay, so the big news out there nowadays is the depiction of Bruce Lee in Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. In that movie, the main character Cliff meets up with Bruce Lee on the set of Kato, and the two get into a fight. And technically, the fight is a draw. Bruce Lee wins the first round, Cliff wins the second round, and the depiction of Bruce Lee in that scene is just horrible. He's made to look like a fool, a buffoon, an idiot, an arrogant idiot, and the idea that the character of Cliff even could draw a fight with Bruce Lee is just ridiculous. I mean, Quentin Tarantino got this completely wrong, and I lost all respect for Tarantino after seeing this movie. I mean, one thing is the fact that they draw the fight. I can get over that, but the mockery of Bruce Lee, they made him look like an idiot, a buffoon, and Bruce Lee is the opposite. He is one of the wisest martial artists we ever had, and he's such an important figure in martial arts and martial arts history, and where we are today in MMA, that's all thanks to Bruce Lee. And just the movie just made a complete mockery out of him. And okay, Bruce Lee was arrogant, we all know that, but not in this kind of way. He was arrogant in his own ability, but not in a way that made him look like a buffoon or an idiot. This whole movie was a disaster when it comes to Bruce Lee. And all the martial artists that are actual martial artists agree with me. I mean, even Brad Pitt, the guy playing Cliff, the character Cliff, he said he didn't like this. He said it over and over again. He said, I do not like this scene. He even told Quentin Tarantino that he didn't like this scene because he loves Bruce Lee. And the actor that was playing Bruce Lee, he said the same thing. He said he did not like the script. He did not like the scene, how it went down. So there are a lot of issues here. So I think Quentin Tarantino simply wanted to shock people, But the problem is that usually in a Quentin Tarantino movie, he's just made up shit from his own fantasy, But this isn't fantasy. Bruce Lee is a real person, was a real person with a real legacy, with millions and millions of fans, billions of fans all over the world. He's a real person which has a family, You can't just make up shit about him. And that's what Quentin Tarantino did. He made up shit about Bruce Lee. And that's really, really unfair. The entire scene there with Bruce Lee was unfair. Not right at all. And, in reality, if someone went to the set of Kato and challenged Bruce Lee to a fight, that person would lose the fight. I can guarantee you that. Not many people could challenge Bruce Lee back in those days and get away with it. Quentin Tarantino got what he wanted. He wanted controversy. He wanted a media flare-up. He got exactly what he wanted. But in the cost of losing the respect of so many people out there. Not only me, but tons of people all over the world just completely lost respect for Quentin Tarantino after seeing this. So, yeah, it's pretty sad. I mean, go watch the movie if you want to, but don't expect to have a good experience because the scene with Bruce Lee, if you're a fan of Bruce Lee, it's just horrible. For me, it ruined the movie completely. It's a good movie. If you take out the part with Bruce Lee, if you completely take that part out, it's a good movie. It's an okay movie, and it's a interesting view of Hollywood back in those days. But with the Bruce Lee scenes in there, it just completely ruins everything. So yeah, there you go. Don't put too much into all of this, okay? Because it's Quentin Tarantino, and he got exactly what he wanted. he wanted people like me to talk about Bruce Lee right now. Okay, he wanted Shannon Lee to go out there and criticize him. He got exactly what he wanted. He wanted there to be a media flare-up around his movie, creating some sort of controversy, creating some sort of drama, you know. So, but still, I mean, this is very, very, very unfair to Bruce Lee and his legacy. I would love to see a movie where Bruce Lee was depicted like he actually was, like using real people, his friends, his family, everyone, all of those guys that you have seen on my channel talking about Bruce Lee. You know, people out there say that Bruce Lee was such a lightweight that someone like Cliff, like Brad Pitt in the movie, they were too big for him to handle. But then you see all the interviews and all the people talking about Bruce Lee saying that he fought heavyweights all the time. All the time he fought heavyweights. I mean, Jim Kelly talked about that because Jim Kelly was a real heavyweight and all of his friends were heavyweights too. And he talked about Bruce Lee asking him for permission to spar with his heavyweight pals. And he said yes, and Bruce Lee would kick their asses. And also Joe Louis was a heavyweight kickboxing champion, world champion at the time. Heavyweight world kickboxing champion, and Bruce Lee kicked his ass. He said so himself, Joe Louis. And Joe Louis is a guy that hated Bruce Lee, but he admitted that Bruce Lee punched like a heavyweight. Okay? So this idea that, oh no, Bruce Lee couldn't handle him because he's so big, it's just nonsense. It's complete nonsense. The only thing I'm going to give him is that, yeah, Bruce Lee was arrogant. And if there's one person on this planet that is allowed to be arrogant, it's Bruce Lee. So you can give him that. He's allowed to be arrogant, but not in the way he got depicted in the movie. That was just, he was just made to be a clown, you know, a buffoon, an idiot. So there we go, guys. I mean, if you want to see the movie, go see the movie, but don't expect anything positive out of the Bruce Lee scenes. Okay? Okay, so there you go, guys. See you later. Bye.